Hello, third grade friends. Happy Monday. Today I'm going to start going over packet number 4, and we are going to talk about day 1. The packet structure is going to stay this way, to my understanding, so for the rest of the year it should say day 1, day 2, day 3, all that, just to make it easier for us. Let's get started. This is what your packet looks like for today. So it has your language arts activities, your math activities, and your content activities. We are going to go over all of them and then let us know if you have any questions afterwards. All right, the first activity, it says this week and next week, we are going to focus on homophones. Homophones are words that sound alike, but are spelled and have different meanings. So like buy and buy. So B-Y-E and buy. That's an example of a homophone. They sound exactly the same, but they have a different meaning. And they're spelled differently. So today you will use the homophone word list below to match homophones together. Write the 2 homophones beside each other on a piece of paper. You should have 22 pairs of words. So a pair is 2 words together, okay? Bear, flower, high, sail, break, bear, flower, fair, night, 1, break, sail, here, sun, for, sun, or, mist, no, 2, soar, here, for, or, mist, no, 2, soar, high, meet, scent, roam, see, rough, deer, meet, scent, roam, see, rough, deer, fair, 1, night. Now, I realized that I need to make 2 of these charts, so I apologize. Let me make the second one. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna delete this one. Okay, I provided you with 2 examples originally, and they're bear and bear, and we'll start up at the top. So bear, B-E-A-R, is like the animal, okay? Bare, the other way is like bare, there's nothing on it. So if you have bare feet, you don't have shoes on, that's what that means. Each time I pick a homophone out, I'm actually going to cross it out so you can see that it's gone. So we used bear and bear. So my recommendation to you is that you use this and cross it out as you go too. Okay, sorry friends, my cat was trying to disturb my dog who was sleeping, and that would not have been good. Okay, looking at the second word, I have the word flower. I know that this flower means like the flower in a garden that I could pick up that has petals. So I'm going to go through my list and see what other word is flower. They're going to start with the same sound. So if you are the same letter, so when you're doing this, that'll help you out. So the other version of flower is underneath of it. My cat is freaking out. I'm so sorry. Oliver, go. Go away. Go. Okay. So I'm going to cross those out as well. So flour and F-L-O-U-R. That other flour is like the flour you use to bake cookies. Okay. Let's see. We have high, H-I-G-H. Okay. Like you're high in the sky. Okay. Let me find the other high. Here's the one. The other one would be like hi, which is only 2 letters, H-I. So it's like saying hello to somebody. Okay. Then we have sail, S-A-I-L. That sail is like the sail on a sailboat. Okay. It moves with the wind. So we have sail. Okay. And then the other sail is S-A-L-E. So that sale is like something goes on sale at a store. That means it's cheaper. You get it for less money. Okay. Now I have the word brake, B-R-A-K-E. That brake is like when you're in the car driving. It's what you use to stop the car. Your bicycle might have brakes on it. So like the handlebars, that's a brake. It helps you stop. The other brake is B-R-E-A-K. That break means like, ooh, the vase fell and it breaks, okay? So it is splitting and now it's broken. So B-R-E-A-K. Hopefully you are following along. Okay, next one is fair, F-A-I-R, fair. So this fair could be like, that's not fair, like when you're telling someone that what they're doing is not fair for you. The other fair, let's see here, F-A-R-E, it's at the bottom. This fair is like you have fair skin, so that means like you have light, kind of like sensitive skin, I guess. All right. Hear, H-E-A-R. That here is like, I can hear you. I hear the music, okay? The other here, which is H-E-R-E, let's see if we can find it, means you are here. My friends are here, okay? It's a place, like somebody is with you, you are here. That's a location, okay? Let's do another one. Night, N-I-G-H-T. It's like we're going to go there at night, nighttime, when it gets dark outside. The other night is like a knight in shining armor that we might see in a fairy tale book. So that night actually starts with a K, so our trick with finding a word that starts with the same letter isn't actually going to work on this one. This one's an exception. That knight means that we have a knight in shining armor, a knight in front of a castle. They're usually wearing armor, and they're there to protect. Now we have the word won, W-O-N. That means that you won something. You won a tournament, okay? You're a winner, pretty much is what it means. The other one is like the number, one of something. Now this one's also an exception. It starts with an O instead of a W, but they make the same sound. So remember, homophones sound the same. It's not always just gonna start with the same letter, okay? All right, son, S-O-N. That son is like you are the son of somebody, okay? The other sun is S-U-N. That's the sun that we see up in the sky that radiates heat and helps our plants to grow. Then we have 4, F-O-U-R. That 4 is the number 4. So when we are doing math and we do expanded form, not expanded form, when we do word form and you spell words out, 4 is the number. The other 4 could be like, I have a gift for you, F-O-R, 4. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Okay. Now we have the word or, O-A-R. That or is what we would use if we were in a boat. It would help guide us. It's like a paddle, kind of. And then the other or would be like, would you like broccoli or carrots? It gives us a choice, okay? So that's what that or is. There we go. O-R, okay? Now we have the word mist. Ooh, what is happening? Mist, M-I-S-T. That's like if it's lightly raining and there's like you walk through a mist. It's like you feel the water, but it's not coming down insanely hard. And then the other mist is ending with a D, and it has that suffix ed on the end of it. Saying like, I missed you, like when you see somebody after a really long time, which is what I'm going to say to all of you when I see you after all of this time that we have been apart. Now we have the word know, K-N-O-W. That know means I know a lot. Know is the base of knowledge. So know is you knowing something, like you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of thoughts, and you have a lot of knowledge in your brain. The other no is like when your mom says no to you or your dad says no to you because you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Now that one starts with an N instead of a K. Remember, it's words that sound the same. Then we have the word to, T-O-O, T-O-O. It's like when you say to mom or dad, can I come too? Like, can I come with you as well? The other two is like the number. Like just like what we said when we write words in word form, we would spell it out TWO. All right, then we have the word sore. Sorry, friends. S-O-R-E is sore. Sore means that it's like, say you go on a run and your muscles hurt. And then we have S-O-A-R, soar. It's like a bird is soaring in the sky. That means like flying high. Okay, meat, M-E-A-T. That meat is like the meat you cook and the meat you eat. Then the other meat is M-E-E-T. That means nice to meet you. It's like when you shake someone's hand when you meet them for the first time. Okay, now we have scent, S-E or S-C-E-N-T. That scent means like something smells like something. So like the candle scent is like lilies. That's what it smells like. The other scent is what we use in money, which our math problem later is going to have money in it. So that scent means like I have 1 cent, which is 1 penny. Now we have roam, R-O-A-M. Roam means like you're wandering around. The other Rome, R-O-M-E, which should be capitalized, is a place that we studied in content. Then we have the word sea, S-E-A. The sea is like the ocean, okay? The other sea is what you look at with your eyes. So see and look would be synonyms. Then we had rough, R-O-U-G-H. It's like if you touch sandpaper and it feels rough. That means it feels really bumpy and not smooth. The other rough is R-U-F-F. That rough is like a dog, rough. Last one is deer and deer. So D-E-E-R is going to be the animal, and D-E-A-R is like how you start a letter. So D-E-E-R is the animal. D-E-A-R is how you start a letter. All right, those are all our homophones. So if you want to pause the screen now to go over them and review, we'll go back up to the top for you. There are our 22 pairs of homophones, so very nice job. All right, now I want you to read this story and we're gonna make a plot map. The story's a little bit long, so bear with me. It's called The Champion of Quiet. It was a Tuesday and Maggie hated Tuesdays. Tuesdays meant one thing, gym class. Gym class meant one thing, picking teams. Picking teams meant one thing. Maggie would be picked last, as always. Maggie was a new student that year in a class of champions. To help herself remember the other kids, she came up with a special title for each one. There was Kevin, champion of the clean desk, and Lenny, champion of knowing the answer first, and Caroline, champion of tardy, and so on. She'd had to think long and hard to figure out her own special title. After 5 whole weeks of school, Maggie had decided she was the champion of quiet. The champion of quiet sat on the gym floor, sandwiched between the champion of daydreaming and the champion of goofy jokes. Maggie felt blue. She knew it was coming. She considered changing her title to champion of last pick. Mr. Murphy, the gym teacher, asked for volunteers to pick the basketball teams. The usual hands had shot in the air. Maggie sighed and glanced to her right. She caught the eye of Jasmine, champion of cursive J's. Maggie thought she might like to be Jasmine's friend, but never felt brave enough to talk to her. Looking at Jasmine, Maggie realized that Jasmine seemed a little blue too. Maggie thought, I'm not the only one picked last. Sometimes Jasmine is picked last too. With that, the champion of quiet had an idea. Mr. Murphy asked, anyone else want to volunteer today? Maggie felt her hand slowly raise. She looked again at Jasmine and took a deep breath. Maybe it was time for the champion of quiet to use her voice. Maggie, Mr. Murphy smiled. You want a turn? Do I, Maggie wondered. Yes, she said. The class murmured. Maggie, leading a team? Yes, she answered again, louder this time. Her voice shook just a little. What's stopping you then? Mr. Murphy waved Maggie to the front of the gym, where the other three captains, champion of jumping rope on one foot, champion of never misses a shot, and champion of doesn't know how to lose, stood ready to choose their teams. Maggie, you get first pick, said Mr. Murphy. Jasmine announced, the champion of quiet. The class snickered. Was this a joke? More than once, Jasmine had tried to score on the wrong basket. Maggie smiled and repeated, Jasmine. Eyes wide, Jasmine took her place beside Maggie. The other three captains called out familiar names, the best players on the basketball court. It was Maggie's turn again. I choose Jamie. Jamie, champion of the untied shoelace. Jamie could not dribble, throw, or catch. He knew what it felt like to be the last pick, but not today. Jamie jogged to stand next to Jasmine. He tripped only once. The class sat in shock. So it went. The names flowed from Maggie's mouth, sounding sure and strong. The stronger she sounded, the stronger she felt. Three very talented teams took shape. And then there was Maggie's team. Maggie looked at her teammates. There stood Jasmine and Jamie, plus Gillian, champion of hugs, and George, champion of a very big musical instrument. They were grinning at Maggie. Maggie grinned back. I have chosen the worst team in the history of the world, she thought. The champion of quiet walked onto the court with her team close behind, ready to face players who were bigger and better. Game on. The basketball slipped through Jamie's fingers, skated around Jasmine, dribbled itself away from George and Gillian, and bounced off Maggie's head twice. Their laughter echoed throughout the gym. Clutching the ball and out of breath from running and giggling, Maggie heard Jasmine call out, Mags, pass the ball to me. I have a nickname, Maggie thought happily. She threw the ball to Jasmine. Of course, Jasmine missed. They were indeed the worst team in the history of the world. And they did what any worst team would do. They lost, and they lost big. But losing a basketball game doesn't make you a loser. Maggie knew that much. Maggie grinned at her team. We are officially the champions of no score, she thought. Awesome, grinned at her team. We are officially the champions of no score, she thought. Awesome, the champion of quiet walked off the court with her new friends. And as the group made plans to sit together at lunch, Maggie was no longer surprised to hear her own voice joining the noisy chorus. All right, friends, our job is to make a plot map based off of this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go back into the story. And I want to highlight if it lets me. There we go. Any characters I found. So we have Maggie. Okay, we have all of these kids. Kevin, Lenny, Caroline. Okay, what else do we got? Mr. Murphy, the gym teacher. We have Jasmine. That whole part talks about Maggie again. Okay, they talk about the other three captains, but they don't say their names. And then they talk about her team. So she is Jamie. Okay, Gillian, George. Okay, and I think that is it. So those are all of our characters. We have a lot of characters. I would recommend just listing them as the main characters and then just like the other students, just because there's so many. But if you want to list all of them, that's up to you. And the setting is going to be in gym class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type that in here. Okay, characters. And friends, I will adjust this as I go. We have Maggie, Mr. Murphy, Jamie, Jasmine. I'm actually going to take Jamie out because he's not a main character. And then I'm just going to say all the other kids in gym class. And then the setting is the gym. Okay. And we'll make this a little bit smaller. Remember, our beginning just tells us the setting and the characters. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, rising action would be where Maggie talks about how she's so quiet and she gave all the other kids nicknames and she's the champion of quiet. Maggie is new and is the quiet one. She gave other kids nicknames to remember. Okay. She wanted to make friends, but was quiet. Our climax would be that Maggie decides to be a team captain in gym class. In gym class, and made her team up of classmates who were not athletic, but she wanted to be friends with. The class plays against each other, and Maggie's team loses. Maggie did not care that she lost because she now had friends at school and knew that losing does not make you a loser. Okay. You know, I did that quick, so I'm gonna go back over it. I get on a roll and I can't stop. Okay. So, our beginning, we have our characters, Maggie, Mr. Murphy, Jasmine, and all the other kids in the gym class, and the setting is the gym. Our rising action is Maggie is new and is the quiet one. She gave other kids nicknames to remember who they are. She wanted to make friends, but was quiet. Maggie decides to be a team captain in gym class and made her team up of classmates who were not athletic, but she wanted to be friends with. So that's our climax, because she stepped up and she spoke when she normally did not. The falling action would be the class plays against each other and Maggie's team loses. And our resolution or ending would be she did not care that she lost because she now had friends at school and knew that losing does not make you a loser. So she set an example for her team. She picked people that normally would not have been picked because she wanted everyone to be included and feel special, and now she has friends. So that's our plot map for today. Tomorrow they're going to ask you 2 questions based off of this same story, and I believe they're having you do a Venn diagram with it. So make sure you don't get rid of this story. You are going to need to keep it. Also, you don't need this exact picture. You can just draw it on a regular piece of paper. Don't worry about it being fancy. Okay. Your next task is writing. They're talking about how you are currently making history, whether you know it or not. Create a journal entry about your new school day at home. You are the first class of 3rd graders that are learning digitally in this century. Write a journal entry that includes the date and the events that you are doing at home during your new school day. For example, I now wake up at 9 o'clock a.m. I work on whatever. Please keep your packet number for writing in a safe place because you will also be adding to them during this time. Keep the journal entries with your packet. You may want to staple 10 pieces of paper together to create a journal to find an empty notebook to write in for the next 2 weeks. So you will be coming back to this journal. I decided to model one for you, so this is my day at home. I said, things are very different now. I miss our regular schedule and being at school. For my new schedule, I wake up around 9 a.m. At that time, I log into my computer and check for any emails or questions about today's work. I then work from 10 to 12 on any videos that need to be recorded for the day. I will take a break for lunch around 12 o'clock. Haven't done that yet today, but I will. I will then attend any meetings or trainings I need for the day. I will also fit in a home workout when I have time during the day. For the afternoon, I post any videos recorded that day. I also give feedback to parents that submit assignments and keep track of paperwork. At 4 o'clock, I log out of my computer and I start making dinner. So that's my day. My day is going to be very different than yours. So write about your day, what you do. Maybe you help your brother or sister with homework. Maybe you have chores you do around the house. Maybe you have a time where you're supposed to be outside. So tell us about that. We would love to hear it. All right, math question. Friends, we are almost there. I know this video is longer than our previous ones, but we got more work to do. For math, the question says, how many ways can you make the amount $4.81? You may use real money or manipulative, so you could use what I'm going to use today, or you could draw. Use pictures, words, and numbers to show your answer. So I have my manipulatives here. I want to go over before we do anything a couple things. When we look at money or identify money, a penny looks like this. It's 1 cent. That's the value. A nickel looks like this, and it's 5 cents. The dime looks like this. It's a smaller silver coin. It's 10 cents. The quarter is 25 cents. And you know what a dollar looks like. It's worth $1. When we count money, we taught you this method. It's called Harry Money. So you can count by 5s for each 5 that's in it. So like a penny won't have any because it's only worth 1 cent. But a nickel will have 1 hair or eyelash on it for 5 cents. A dime will have 2. A quarter will have 5. So you can use that to help you for this as well. Okay, so I want to make $4.81. Here's a couple ways I could do it. I could do, there we go. I could do 4 $1 bills. 2, 3, 4. I could do 3 quarters. Remember when we count quarters, it's 25, 50, 75. So I'm at $4.75. I need to get to 81. So in order to get to 81, I could do a nickel, which is worth 5. So I have 75, 80 plus a penny is 81. So count with me. 25, 50, 75 plus 5 is 80, and 1 more would be 81. So that's one way you could show it. I could do the same thing in my next box, but change how I get that last couple cents. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I have 4 $1 bills. I'm going to do 3 quarters, 25, 50, 75. And then instead of doing a nickel, I'm going to do all pennies. So I'm going to do 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, and 81. Okay. Here's another way I could do it. I could do $3 bills, so $3. I could do 1 in quarters, so 25, 50, 75, $1. So there I have my $4. I could do, that's 450, 460, 470, I'm using dimes, 480, 481. So $3, $3.25, $3.50, $3.75, $4, $4.25, $4.50, $4.60, $4.70, $4.80, $4.81. That's a third way. There's a lot of ways you could do this. All right, let's try another one. We could do $4 in dollar bills. And then we could do 10 dimes, which are each worth, or not 10, sorry, 8 dimes, which are each worth 10 cents. So right now I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, so 481. And that's just another way to show it. I'm gonna do one more. Now, friends, you can do this whatever way you want. There are a ton of answers. So I would say try your best to come up with 3. And if you want to challenge yourself and do more, please do so. But I'm going to do 5 total. And if you came up with something different than me, that's fine, as long as it still equals 481. Okay, I have $4 there. I'm going to do 3/4, so that's 4. Actually, I'm going to do 2/4. 450, 460, a dime, 470, here's where it's different. I'm going to do 2 nickels, which are each worth 5 cents. I hope you just said 5. So I have $4, 25, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 81. Okay. That's how I can show different ways to make $4.81. Remember, it's okay if you got a different answer than me. All right, friends, last activity. Hope you're ready for it. Content. So content is now going to be new stuff. So you really need to make sure you're paying attention. It says read to learn about the water cycle and draw pictures in each bubble. So we have a picture of the water cycle and a little blurb of information. It says the water cycle is always working. The sun evaporates water into the air from the lakes and oceans. As air is cooled, clouds form. Then the water falls to the ground as rain or snow. The water then flows down on the ground into lakes, rivers, and streams and back to the ocean. Then the cycle starts again. The sun drives the water cycle using heat. Draw a picture in each circle to show what happens in the water cycle. And we're going to do that on the next slide. Now, this picture shows you what it does. So we're starting here. We'll start here. Water in oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams is heated by the sun. It turns into vapor. This is called evaporation. So it's like when we talked about gases, vapor would be a gas. Then water vapor rises into the air. It forms clouds. When the vapor cools, it turns into water. This is called condensation. If I clap that out for syllables, condensation, that's 4, okay? Big multi-syllabic word to make sure you're breaking them down. Then I have water falls to earth as rain or snow. This is precipitation. Precipitation. That one's really longer. Ready? Precipitation. It's 5 syllables. Okay? Write that down. Precipitation finds its way into oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams, and then the cycle starts again. So friends, a cycle, it keeps going. Keeps going, keeps going, okay? So what they want you to do is they want you to draw a picture. So when I draw a picture of this, it says the sun provides heat. I'm gonna draw a sun-like blurb. There he is. Bear with me, friends. I am drawing on the computer, so this might not be the prettiest picture you've ever seen. Okay. There's my sun, and I'm gonna draw, I don't know if you've ever seen like this. Sun provides heat. I'm trying to make them squiggly. Ah. Not beautiful, so sorry. So, like this, like it's hot. Okay. Water evaporates, forms oceans, puddles, streams, rivers, and lakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it simple for myself. I'm just going to make like something with water. Okay. Water condenses into droplets to form clouds. So I love drawing some clouds. So I'm going to draw some clouds. Don't make fun of my clouds. That looks like a chef's hat or a muffin, whatever, it's fine. There are my clouds. Clouds rise and cool, which causes precipitation. So if I have my clouds up here, I wish they had a cloud shape. I wonder if they do. Let's see, they might. They don't, bummer. Okay. Oh, that's a square. Don't know where that came from. Let's get back to my regular pen. Okay, here's my clouds. So you said it could be rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever. I'm just gonna draw some raindrops. Okay, and when I draw the raindrops, don't worry about it. Do whatever works for you. And the last one says water falls into the ground, lakes, oceans, rivers, and streams. So what you could do is just draw the clouds again with the raindrops falling, and they could fall into an ocean, stream, river, lake, whatever. You don't have to be an artist. I'm not an artist, so that's okay. Now, I am quickly going to try to find a brain pop to show you about the water cycle to end this, just in case you are having a hard time with the water cycle since it is new. Let me pull it up for you. Apologies for not having it ready. Water cycle. Hopefully they have it. Oh, there it is. Cool. I'm just waiting for it to load. Okie dokie. Let me make sure that it lets me log in. Okay. So let me stop sharing real quick, and then I'm going to share with you the right screen. Okay. I want you to watch this video, and that'll be the end of our lesson today.
I think it might rain soon. Maybe we should go inside. Whoa! Rain is a part of our planet's water cycle. What is the water cycle? Most of Earth is covered in water, but water doesn't just stay in our rivers, lakes, and oceans. Water moves through land and through the air. The water cycle is the movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the Earth. It's a good thing it's not raining here. You're right, Moby. It's pretty sunny. The sun helps power the water cycle. What happens when water heats up? Energy from the sun heats up water in lakes, oceans, and other bodies. When water heats up, it can evaporate or turn from a liquid to a gas. Liquid water turns into a gas called water vapor. You can't always see water vapor, but it's all around us. Water vapor floats up into the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the air surrounding a planet. What happens to water vapor in the atmosphere? The air high above land is very cool. As water vapor rises into the atmosphere, it cools down. Then the water vapor condenses, or changes from a gas to a liquid. Tiny drops of condensed water join together to form bigger drops. As more drops join together, clouds are formed. You're right, Moby. That cloud looks like Senor Maurice. Clouds can collect and travel across the land. As more water condenses and collects in the clouds, it becomes too heavy to stay in the air. What is precipitation? Precipitation is water that falls to the earth from the sky. Rain, snow, sleet, and hail are all kinds of precipitation. The kind of precipitation that falls depends on temperature and a lot of other things. When enough water collects in the air and clouds, it begins to fall to the ground. What happens to precipitation? Water from precipitation can add to rivers and streams, or end up in the ocean. Some water soaks into the ground and stays under the Earth's surface. This is called groundwater, which is an important resource. We use groundwater for drinking water, watering crops, and many other things. Some water that falls back to Earth's surface flows down to reach rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is called runoff. Then the sun can heat up the water again, and the cycle keeps going and going and going and going and going. Right, you get the idea. How can we care for our water? Water is an important natural resource that people, plants, and animals all need to live. But pollution can harm our environment. When water gets polluted, it's everyone's problem. Even though most of our planet is covered by water, very little of it is fresh water that we can drink and use. It's important to conserve or save water. We can take shorter showers, turn off the faucet when we're not using it, and tell grown-ups when we see a leak. If everyone in the United States saved 1 gallon of water a day, we could save 85 billion gallons of water per year. That's enough to fill a lake. I bet we can find tons of ways to save water, Moby. Hey, great idea. Oh no, you're leaking.
All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Thank you for watching my video today. Let your teacher know if you have any questions, and have a great day.